Good morning, Lighthouse. Nice to be with you all this morning. We're going to talk around the fifth pillar of the church now. And the fifth pillar of the church is worship. And if I can just remind you that you are the church. And these pillars are things that need to be as pillars in our lives. They need to be those things which will hold up our roof, which will hold up our witness for Christ, our Christianity, in a sense. And so Genesis chapter 22 verse 5, then Abraham said to his young men, stay here with the donkey. I and the boy will go over there and worship and come again to you. In Genesis chapter 22 verse 7 and verse 8, and Isaac said to his father Abraham, my father. And he said, here I am, my son. He said, behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Abraham said, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So they went, both of them, together. Folks, can I say this? Abraham viewed his obedience to God as he obeyed God's instruction to sacrifice his son. He viewed that as worship. He told his guys in verse 5 there that we're going over there to go and worship, and we will return. And so obedience is worship. Worship is not just singing songs of praise and adoration to God. The worship of God is a lifestyle of obedience to God. And so when we look at this, when we look at this worship being a pillar in our lives as Christians, as believers, as the church, you and I, it needs to be this thing of I'm choosing to obey Christ in every aspect of my life. Romans chapter 12 verse 1 and verse 2 says, I appeal to you therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Folks, we need to be committed to obeying God. That is the fifth pillar. When we mess up, which we will, we must be quick to apologize, repent before God, and be serious about not sinning again. When we need to continue loving and obeying Jesus. Don't stay down. When we fall, we don't stay down. We get up, we repent, we say sorry, and we continue loving Jesus, and we continue obeying. John 14 verse 15 says, if you love me, you will obey, you will keep my commandments. Folks, worship is knowing Jesus, obeying Jesus. God bless you.